Marcy. I came to do some worship with you, and Loui is going to help me. Loui?
Yes?
Why are you dressed up as a superhero?
Because I am a superhero.
You're a superhero?
Yes!
Do you know who else is a superhero, Loui?
Who?
Jesus.
Jesus is a superhero.
Yes, in fact, that reminds me of a great song that we sing in kids' church a lot. It's called Superhero.
I'm so excited.
In fact, it's Jesus is my superhero. Do you want to sing it with me?
Yes.
Do you know the song?
I think so. I think I remember.
Do you guys know the song at home?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Hey,
I know.
I need one thing though before I start. I need to put my mask on
Oh
and
my
cape.
gosh.
Oh,
Miss
I'm
Marcy.
so excited.
You're
It's my
going to look great on Nelly.
favorite color, yellow.
Yellow.
Which makes me feel like sunshine and bananas.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put this on. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys is I also brought a new instrument with me this morning.
Ooh.
And it's a shaker ring.
Woo!
Since we don't have a drum set, I thought I would wear my shaker ring today. What do you think, Loui?
I love it.
Okay, we're ready to start. Are you guys ready? This song is called Jesus is My Superhero,
Woo!
starring Loui.
Yes.
And we're going to worship God and make sure that He knows that He is our #1 superhero. You ready?
Yes.
2, 3, 4. He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who put the moon in the sky. And He's the one who hung the stars one by one. And He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes me dream so high. And He's the one who makes me smile day by day. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star. You're my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star. You're my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Better than Wonder Woman.
Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star. You're my best friend. And Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star. You're my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Better than Superman.
Woo! Yeah, 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 yeah.
Better than that girl.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Better than Captain America.
Hey, we love doing worship with you, and we love to sing worship to our God. See you next week, kids.
Hey, kids, it's Catelin, and I'm back with my good buddy, Loui.
Hey, y'all.
I'm so excited to be back with you guys and with my friend Loui. So last week, Miss Tony and Loui taught you guys about how Paul and Silas got put in prison, but then, Loui, do you remember what happened?
I can't remember. Can you refresh my memory?
Loui, yes, of course I can. So, last week, Paul and Silas got put in prison, right? Then they prayed and they worshiped, and then, remember what happened? The prison shook.
It shook.
Yes, and then remember everyone was free, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened? Paul, I almost said Peter, that's not the right guy. Paul and Silas, they stayed, remember, with the guard, and he was really sad because he felt like he did a bad job. But remember, they prayed for him, and his whole family got baptized and saved.
Woo!
That was amazing. So this week, we're going to learn more about Paul. So Paul was getting in quite some trouble, right? Because people did not like that he was going around telling people about Jesus.
Oh no, they didn't like that.
So he was getting in some trouble. So he was in Jerusalem, then he got taken to a place called Caesarea.
Who?
Caesarea.
Caesarea.
So then, so Paul had to go before King Agrippa.
Agrippa?
Yeah, Agrippa. So the crowd and all these people were like, you need to punish him. You didn't get him in trouble.
Yeah.
No, we like Paul.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, we like Paul.
Sorry, kids.
So then Paul had to go before King Agrippa, but King Agrippa liked him and didn't think that he committed any crime. Since Paul was Roman, King Agrippa had to send him to Rome to go before the governor because he was Roman. But then Paul had to board a ship, and it was a large ship with a bunch of people, and it had the Roman officials, officers, and some missionaries and prisoners. There's a bunch of people.
Prisoners?
Yes! Do you know where they were going, Loui?
Where?
They were going to Rome, because that's where you had to go.
Oh.
So they had to make a bunch of stops on this ship, and they were called ports. They had to stop at different ports. And then they sailed, and they were kind of having a hard time, right? So it was kind of hard to get to where they were going, and it was a long journey, and Rome was really far away. So then they stopped at this place called Fair Havens. And it was on the island of Crete. So once they got there, Paul said, hey, let's just stay here. We're already kind of having a hard time sailing, and winter is coming. And it's really hard to sail in the winter with the storms and all that kind of stuff. So he said, let's stay here. Do you want to know what the people said? What, like the Roman officer said? Do you want to know? Or
Yeah,
how about
what
you
did
take
they
a
say?
guess? What do you think? Do you think they said, that's a great idea, Paul. Let's listen to you.
No.
Why do you think they wanted to listen to Paul?
I don't know. Why?
So they said no, they wanted to go to this other place called Phoenix, and they wanted to stay there because they thought it would be safer. So they got on this other ship, right? And they head towards Phoenix. And guess what?
What?
Before, there's just a light breeze. Now, Loui, guess what's happening?
What?
There was a strong wind. And a storm came, and guess what?
What?
Right? It was so dark and rainy. Here, you're falling a little bit.
Thanks.
It was a little rainy no, not a little. It was really rainy and stormy, and guess what?
What?
They couldn't even see the sun.
What?
They couldn't even see the sun. It was so dark and scary. I would be scared on a big ship when you can't even see the sun or the storm. Oh, sorry, I poked you in the eye. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay,
I was
good.
just scared.
Okay, good. I think, no, your eyes were closed. I was going to say they were closed, but they were very open. So they were super scared of this storm, right? And the crew and everyone was getting really worried. So then they started throwing stuff off of the ship to make it lighter, and they couldn't even control the ship anymore before they were trying to go to Phoenix, right? And then they couldn't even do that anymore. They just had to go wherever the boat pushed them. The waves pushed the ship, Loui.
Oh, man.
They didn't even know where they're going.
Ah!
They could end up in China. Okay, so then they started throwing stuff off of the ship, right, to make it lighter. Oh my gosh, Loui! Don't throw things at me, Loui.
Sorry.
Contain yourself. Ooh, I want those. Okay.
There were M&Ms.
Ooh, those are good. Anyways.
Originals.
Ooh, nice. So then, guess what? Then
What?
everyone was so afraid, but do you know who wasn't afraid?
Jonah?
Jonah's not in
Judas?
this. They're not in this.
Jesus?
They're not in the story, silly goose.
It was Paul.
Yes, Loui, it was Paul. Paul was not afraid. And we're going to read right now why he wasn't afraid. So no one had eaten in a long time. Finally, Paul called the crew together and said, men, you should have listened to me in the first place and not left Crete. You would have avoided all this damage and loss. But take courage. None of you will lose your lives, even though the ship will go down. For last night an angel of God, to whom I belong and whom I serve,
be like, ah! But then,
Me too,
knowing
me too.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I know I need to keep cool.
Yeah, keep it cool.
Yeah.
Nice, Loui. I agree. So then, Paul said, hey guys, we haven't eaten in a long time. In 2 weeks, you guys haven't eaten. Because you're so scared.
2 weeks?
2 weeks! That's so long without stuff in your tummy.
Yeah, Miss Catelin. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 14 days!
14 days!
Ah!
So then, Paul gave them all food and blessed the food and thanked God for the food. And then guess what? They all ate until their tummies were full. And they gained their strength for this shipwreck.
I wonder what they ate.
Yeah,
Like cake and popsicles.
probably like fish and bread and stuff.
Oh, that too.
Maybe there was some sweet stuff. I don't know.
You think they had M&Ms?
I don't know. I hope so, or else they're
Man.
missing out.
They were. They really were. M&Ms are the best.
Yeah, I agree. So then they tried to test the water to see how deep the water was to see if they're coming close to shore. So they did that, and it was about 150 or 120 feet down, right? So
Oh
then
man!
Yeah, they're getting
I
pretty
can't
close.
fit that.
So then they tried again later, and guess what? It was 90 feet.
What?
So then they were getting scared that they were going to run into something, so they started putting their anchors down, right?
Yeah?
So they started putting anchors down, and then guess what?
What?
Some of the people tried to escape. They tried to pretend like they were putting anchors down, but really they were putting a little lifeboat down.
Oh!
And remember what Paul said. He said that they all had to stay together, or
Yeah.
else they weren't going to survive this, right?
Right?
So then he told one of the Roman officers, and the Roman officer, guess what he did?
He put him in jail.
No, he
He
went over
fed him to the fishes.
No, because he has to protect them, silly.
Oh!
So then he went over to the boat and he cut the strings on the boat, and the boat just went in the water without the people.
What?
Yeah. So
That's
then,
sad.
no, it's good because they're supposed to stay all together. That's what God told Paul.
I know, but that's still a little scary.
It is. They probably were really scared. So then they started throwing more stuff overboard to make the ship lighter, okay? Because they knew they were about to crash. Then they started approaching the island, and they thought, okay, we are going to cut off the anchors. So they cut off the anchors, and then they run into this thing called a sandbar. So the beach is kind of far away, and they ran into a sandbar. And then the Roman officers, they wanted to kill the prisoners.
What?
Yeah.
Kill them?
Yeah. Do you know why they wanted to kill the prisoners, Loui?
Yeah, I know.
Why? What do you think?
Because they... All the M&Ms!
All the M&Ms?
Yeah!
No.
All the mac and cheese?
No, they didn't probably have mac and cheese.
Okay, hold on. Final answer. They ate all the ice cream!
No, it was because they didn't want them to go onto the shore and run away and escape because they were still prisoners, right? So
Yeah.
he didn't want them to like swim to shore and then just run away instead of being a prisoner still.
Oh.
And guess what?
What?
Guess why they didn't kill the prisoners?
Why?
Because one of the officers really liked Paul, and he didn't want Paul to be killed.
What a good man.
Yeah, that is really nice. So then, they run into the sandbar, right?
Yeah.
Like I said before, and then, guess what? The
What?
waves start smacking the ship really hard, and the ship is breaking apart.
What?
Yeah.
Breaking apart? They're gonna die!
No, they won't die. Remember, God told them if they all stay together, they won't die. Remember, Loui? It's
Yeah.
gonna be okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then the boat's getting smacked, and then they tell them, whoever, it's okay, Loui, they're gonna survive. Loui, it's okay.
Thank
It's
you.
they're there. Okay, so then Loui, you gotta pull it together, buddy. We're almost done. It's gonna be okay.
I know.
Okay, good. So then he tells them, whoever can get out and swim to the island, to get out and swim. And the people who maybe weren't such strong swimmers, they held on to broken parts of the ship. Guess what? All of
What?
them survived it.
What?
Yes.
They survived?
Yes. So next week, we are going to learn about what happened when they were on this island, okay?
to depend on Jesus.
Yes, we need to trust Jesus and God because they know the future, right?
Yeah.
And even when things are so scary and we don't understand, we know that God loves us and He has a plan for us and that we're going to be okay if we just relax, stay calm, and trust Jesus, right?
Yeah. Remember, Miss Catelin, stay calm.
Stay calm. All right, we had such a good time with you, right, Loui?
Yeah.
We had a great time with them this week. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Can't wait
guys.
to see you next week.
Hey guys, wasn't that such a great story? I can't wait for next week. Okay, so this week's verse comes from Acts 27:25, and it says, "Keep up your courage, men, that I have faith in God that it will happen just as He told me." Have a great week, guys. Bye!